Let's go to Diane in North Carolina. I'm anxious to talk to Diane because I see on my screen you say your son was one of those who was shot at Fort Hood, Diane.
Yes, my son Matthew was one of the 32 that was actually shot at Fort Hood.
Mm. How's he? He's one of the survivors, I'm assuming.
Yes. My son is a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to just say, to start with, our son-in-law was at the World Trade Center when it went down. He's a survivor there. For 2 days, we thought he was dead. With my son Matthew, we didn't know for a long time if he was going to live or die. But the main thing is this. Our military knew Major Hassan had these tendencies.
Yes.
To this day, we don't have any rules or regulations that will protect those that are trying to protect us. We need to change. There's got to be some change in the military so that when they see somebody like Major Hassan, they knew that when he was in Washington, when he was at the hospital in Washington there, they knew he had these tendencies, and they did nothing to try to eliminate him from the service, to try to protect our soldiers. If we know we have somebody who is radicalized in the military, I don't understand why the military will not get him out. They say that they were afraid that it was somebody could claim that, I can't think of my words right now, I'm so sorry.
Religious prejudice or something of that nature.
Yes, exactly. That they couldn't let him out. The other thing I wanted to bring to people's attention, Major Hassan was directly behind my son. He heard him yell, Allah Akbar. Since he'd been to Iraq twice, he dropped directly to the floor, and he laid on the floor, and he said that the sounds and the smells weren't right. And he looked up, and he saw a master sergeant on his knees because he had been shot through the back. There was blood spurting out of his chest. He saw the gun aiming at this higher-ranking sergeant. And my son dove over that sergeant. My son was safe. He had not been shot. But my son dove over a higher-ranking sergeant to save him because that's what he's been trained to do. You save the higher-ups. He dove over him. He got shot once in the head, 3 in the back. When he tried to roll off, he couldn't get off the sergeant that he was protecting. He'd been shot so much in the chest that when he tried to raise up, the only thing he could raise up was his buttocks. His chest, he couldn't get up. Major Hassan saw that movement and shot him again. He has lost his urinary bladder, urethra, ureter, several feet of his intestines. That bullet came to rest on his left kidney. He's got fragments in his skull. The bullets in his skull. He's got bullets in his back. He's got fragments in his back. And for this act of heroism, I mean, I'm the mother, so his act of heroism, he gets nothing because the government has said this is workplace violence. They will not admit it was terrorism. And for that, he's not eligible for a Purple Heart. He's not eligible for any type of medal for saving a soldier's life and risking his own when he was perfectly safe. He gets nothing. I don't understand why. Where's the question on the fact that this was terrorism? This was definitely terrorism.
Well, and we've touched on this before. This thing has been covered up because of political correctness. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Diane, thank you for calling. Tell your son for us. We're so proud of him. And Godspeed to him.